Does the DA want to cancel workers' rights? In a statement published in May, trade union federation Cosatu claimed that a Democratic Alliance government would, quote, declare war on workers. But does this claim match what is in the DA's actual economic policies? I'm Rebecca Davis, senior journalist for the Daily Maverick. The Cosatu statement claims that the DA's proposals around labor laws would, quote, collapse every single labor right and protection workers, and in particular women, have achieved since 1994. Let's look at the specific claim. Cosatu alleges that the DA wants to do away with the Employment Equity Act, which is what compels employers to hire people of color and women. This is partially true. The DA's economic policy document says that the party would remove racial quotas from employers and provide a broader range of ways that employers could contribute towards social and economic transformation. Cosatu alleges that the DA would allow companies to opt out of the Labour Relations Act, which is what permits workers to go on strike. This is not strictly true, but the DA would enact some fairly significant changes in labour policy. The DA says it would allow small, micro and medium enterprises to opt out of bargaining council agreements which set labour conditions for a whole industry, for instance. The DA would also tighten regulations around unions. For example, it proposes that unions should have to make a deposit to an independent body before embarking on strike action. Any damage then caused by the strike would have to be reimbursed out of the deposit. Cosatu alleges that the DA says that under a DA government, employers would no longer have to pay the national minimum wage. This is not true. The DA's economic policy document says that the party would, quote, leave the minimum wage in place without increasing it further. It does, however, propose introducing something called the Youth Employment Opportunity Certificate, which would give people aged between 18 and 35 who have been unemployed for over a year the option of opting out of the minimum wage. Cosatu alleges that the DA would do away with the Occupational Health and Safety Act and the Compensation of Occupational Diseases and Injuries Fund, which is what pays out workers if they get sick or injured while on the job. There is no mention of this in the DA's economic policy document or in its election manifesto. We asked the DA's deputy campaigns manager, Ashok Sarapen. He says the DA has always supported the Occupational Health and Safety Act. Cosatu alleges that the DA wants to do away with the Unemployment Insurance Fund, which is what pays out workers when they lose their job or take maternity or paternity leave. This is untrue. The DA's manifesto says it wants to ensure a more reliable and secure UIF system. In summary, Cosatu's claims that the DA seeks to remove all labour protections from workers if elected are not accurate, although the party does seek to make certain changes to labour law in South Africa.